Welcome back, guys, to a final. Shit. Welcome back, guys, to our final installment of our 3-part episode, all on live streaming. Help!
You know I'm the man.
Become a new man with the click of a button.
Hey, guess what?
What?
I got a live stream now.
That's cool, man. What do you stream?
My boat. It tastes like ship. Oh, look who came to visit. You're still my favorite.
I don't think you're doing it right.
Don't piss on my piñata. Remember when we declared war on the owls?
Yeah, I do. If you had to choose between a shit sandwich and Aaron, what would you choose?
I'd pick the one nobody had fucked, Andrew. You ever declared war on somebody?
An entire fucking group of people. And after that, I interviewed them. Hi, welcome to another exciting episode of Kyle's Corner. With me today, we have a plethora of owls, a parliament, if you will. Originally, we were going to talk about Twitch. I think we were just going to talk about our mustaches.
Yeah, I mean, we all have luxury.
I don't know what to do with my hands ever during these recordings.
Just Donald Trump it.
Brian forgot to take the plastic off the ham he cooked for our Thanksgiving.
So who are you guys?
This is really deep. My name is Mitch. I'm 21. I don't even think I'm actually 21.
How old are you?
22.
My name's Andrew. I think the eldest of the owls.
Well, I'm Brian. I'm the best owl, obviously.
You are
Can't
drinking
say
coffee.
that. I'm Cassie, the girl of the owls, besides Aaron.
My name's Aaron. This is the Jason.
Don't introduce me. My name's Jason. We stream on Twitch under Sarcastic Owl.
The worst part about working with Mitch is you gotta work with Mitch. Yeah, I keep expecting you to be eating Tide Pods in the corner.
What do you guys do on Twitch?
I show up once a week and pretend like I matter.
He just shows up with a big target on him.
We stream as a group. That way we can cover the days without
Someone not having a life.
someone not having a life.
We do a lot of video game streams. Mitch and I, in particular, are more or less responsible for Dysfunctional Party, which is our couch co-op stream.
4-player, like lots of bullshit.
I think we try to look at ourselves more like a channel than we do as Twitch streamers.
Do you guys have plans to add anything, or is it you're just keeping it at the 5 days a week?
I wish to do more girly stuff, I think. You know the Japanese, like, dating sims? We've been talking about, like, creating us in Sims and just seeing what the heck happens.
Yeah, 4-player, lots of party games, lots of the games that make you end friendships, and the occasional, like, team playthrough of an RPG.
What is your favorite part of Twitch?
It's just really cool to have like access to the community. It's really cool just to share it with people.
There's a lot of positivity there.
There's a lot nicer people out there than there are mean.
It's ease of use to get content out to multiple people. You basically get to show your content to people from the States or Brazil or wherever. Pretty efficient and it does its job well. It's really accessible for people to get started.
I really appreciate that you can find content from all over and all kinds of different content.
What is your least favorite part of Twitch? Let's start with the dirty laundry.
It's almost like having a part-time job, really. It's a lot of time.
There was one day that our computer just died. 10
screen.
minutes before D&D started.
Being made fun of our live audience.
It's exactly what happens off camera, except now other people get to enjoy it.
So it spreads like a cancer.
I mean, I'm an old man, so the meme culture, when a stream gets too big, it's impossible to deal with chat.
I mean, I don't really have many complaints. Like, it's really just a great way to get content out. Everything's gonna have problems, especially when it's free.
Yeah.
But even with the new affiliate program and stuff like that, like, they're really pushing to make it a better environment for people starting.
How is it being affiliated? What are the perks? What are the bonuses?
We've actually been able to put in goals for subscribers and stuff. We actually reached one recently that we have to fulfill, and that is for Mitch to drink out of the bowl.
Basically, it just means that we get a little money from people watching, and they can donate money in a different way so that we can fund ourselves a little better.
We tried to make sure that we tempered expectations, you know. Don't go into this thinking, oh, we're gonna make a whole bunch of money on it. So we're going in expecting not to make anything.
From a personal point, I think it's a really good thing because it helps you keep motivated. Now you've obviously made an impact. You're reaching a certain amount of people, and we are getting paid, even if it's not a huge amount.
You guys have a very intricate setup. Like, what did it take to build that?
We started off with just, 3 cameras and 2 snowballs.
In a bachelor's pad.
But since then, we've added the large green screen.
You're the dungeon master of
Yeah.
Clockwork Clockworks and Constructs. Do you have any like a lot of behind the scenes stuff preparing for Clockworks and Constructs?
I try to spend 4 or 5 hours prepping.
Do you stay in character or is it hard?
It's easier if you really, really like the character you're in.
What's your average stream day like?
We have our own little rituals. We'll all pick each other up. We'll show up an hour early. We kind of each have our own thing we set up, like the mics, the green screen, move the couch.
And then Cassie walks in 2 minutes before stream. Yeah.
A discussion.
Okay, a discussion for who's gonna do the recap, which is
Whenever I walk in.
I would say every day is a little bit different because they're all vastly different streams.
Our ritual is usually being late and then struggling to get it started.
Yeah, for you guys.
What advice do you have for up-and-coming streamers, new streamers, people that want to start a stream?
Make sure you're going to have a good time doing it because you're going to be doing this a lot longer than you think you are if you want it to go anywhere, and you're going to be putting a lot more hours into it than you think you would.
I feel like no matter what you do, you're gonna do it in your own style. Don't get discouraged at the start because that's the easiest time to get discouraged.
Be careful of your expectations, honestly. Like, if you want to do it because you enjoy doing it.
There's always fans of any game.
Yeah.
We could play something we've never heard of, and it's been out for like 10 years, and then we get people that come in the chat and they're like, oh my goodness, I love this game. And then we're like, oh, can you give us advice? And it kind of just keeps it rolling.
Yeah. Take it seriously. Take it as seriously as you would a job because you're putting in the hours to make this succeed.
Be realistic with your expectations. When you compare yourself to people who are streaming to millions or tens of thousands, these are people who have done it for 10 years, have the charisma, have lucked out, have all of these positive qualities that make them a good streamer, and they've been streaming 12-hour days every week. It takes that amount of effort and talent and luck to get to be the top percentile. So when we're streaming, 4 nights a week, but 3 hours, we're not going to get the same response. There's just no way, unless for some miracle you blow up with one stream, and even then it'll die down because you won't be providing the content. You need to keep that going.
Now, you guys do the 24-hour Extra Life stream every year. What is your biggest single donor donation?
I think we got 150 for Extra Life.
What is the weirdest experience you guys have had on Twitch?
There was someone in the States who still watches us all the time. She's one of our big mods. And at one point, she made a bunch of our old school favorite video game characters out of perler beads. So like mine was like a Binding of Isaac character. Like we had all these different characters that were like this big. She made them all, like did it all up and mailed it to us along with a bunch of stuff from the States. Like a bag full of just the marshmallows from
Lucky Charm marshmallows that you and Jason ate in like 2 hours.
There's this intense moment where a guy wrote in this, I like the large guy. His eyes are dead inside, like me. And we all sat there and saw it.
Yeah, so
and
many
we all
of us
looked
at
at him.
chat.
You see Greg slowly go over to it. And he looks at it and reads it and goes, ha.
I think that's everything I have.
Okay, now for our question.
Why were they upset?
Probably because they're too busy playing cool games.
I wish I was playing cool games.
What games are cool?
Great question, Kyle.
That's my favorite part.
As is tradition, Kyle has no idea what reviews are coming. Well, I will tell you the name of the game, though. This is kind of like a Christmas morning thing for me, where I get to watch my special son unwrap
You can't
presents.
use that word anymore.
I thought I'd look into reviews for currently popular games. Per your advice, I hit up Metacritic because I thought that would be fun. I took some of the best reviews I could find. First one we've got is PlayerUnknown's Battleground.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Thok says, developers cashed in before the word could get out. This game is trash. Do not waste your money on it. Supposedly out of the early access, yet still full of lag, desync, glitches, bugs, and oh man, do they have a ton of cheaters. But don't worry, they don't acknowledge the cheaters, so they don't have to fix it.
Is it getting progressively worse? Like he's just getting angry and punching his keyboard at this point?
Hasn't made much progress from the Arma mod days if you take away the slight graphics upgrade. 0 out of 10.
It's a little harsh. I do enjoy the game. The novelty of it wears off after a little while, but there are a group of people out there that are buying this game en masse that cheat, straight up. They're not very good at the game. Like if you get around their cheating devices, you can shoot them in the head pretty easily. But that guy's just really salty and angry. Thok, which is probably a My Little Pony reference.
Next we have Dallas NDA 614's take on Overwatch. What do you think of Overwatch before I read this?
One of the best competitive shooters I've ever played.
All right, here we go. I'm giving this turd a 1. She gave it a 2. I'm giving this turd a 1 to simply counter the delusional people and kids that are giving this game a 10. This game got super boring quick, and there was absolutely no content, which means you just turn it on as a blank screen.
Yep.
The loot boxes are basically at a slow trickle to force your hand for spending even more money, LMAO. Stay away from this game and don't listen to the game reviewers' scores either, because obviously paid or dumb to give them any higher than a 6.
I already hate this person. I don't even know if they're a real person. The loot boxes don't mean anything because it's just cosmetic. They don't change the game in any way, so you don't have to spend money on them. I really just hate this person's screen name enough that I don't even want to talk about their review.
Mike Hetfield is talking to us about Dark Souls 3. These kind of games are the ones that are hurting the industry the most. The desings are horrible, the menu and HUD are ugly, bad music, deficient graphics, stiffy combat. This shouldn't be allowed on Sony's quality approval. It just doesn't fit. 2 out of 10.
I honestly think that person is actually named Mike Hetfield and he uses his real name on the internet because he seems like the kind of person that would do that. If you had to review this review out of 10, what would you give it?
For how much I enjoyed it, 10, definitely. But for how well it was put together, I guess I would give this turd a 1.
I'd have to give this stiffy review a solid number 2 out of 10.
I'm really excited when we get to the review board. It's one of my favorite things to do. By the end of it, I just feel awful.
Well, it could be worse, I guess.
How is that possible?
I'm glad you asked. We've got our good friend Kelly Boston coming on up to tell us about the origins of streaming.
Hey folks, KB here. Today I'm going to be telling you about the origins of streaming. It all started with a young Albert Einstein sitting next to a brook after a much needed break from his chalkboard. He stared deep into the stream and thought to himself, you know, it'd be fun if my friends could play video games in there. Now, Einstein worked on this dream until his dying day. It wasn't until many years later that this work was completed by my college roommate, Marky Z, who, by the way, stole my idea for Facebook. I knew it was you son of a bitch. Basically, Marky Z stole Einstein's idea, and boom, we got live streaming. Now you can Twitch your Netflix or even your little kitty cat. Hey, Skittles, come here. Fine, fuck you. Remember, Wikipedia is your friend.
Wow, I feel so informed.
I'm just saying, if I was in that dorm room, it wouldn't have went down like that.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Are you hungry?
Yep.
Burritos?
Yep.
Come on! Guys! Ah! Where's my slide? Put the fuck in the bag! Alright, baby. You know